Hi, my name is Kelli. I've been teaching Pilates for 6 years in Boulder, Colorado. Thanks for watching my video. So I want you to think about, you can do a couple different ways where you draw the paddle towards your pelvis at the same time you draw your pelvis towards the paddle. Or you could think about how you want to really get light through your hips so you could spiral your femur heads out of your knees as you press the paddle down and as it comes up. A lot of times it's nice to think that you can't actually move your thighs away from you or closer to you so that you can get that low, low belly and back of your legs, which I, of course, like to call smiley faces. That's it. Right, right. Because then that's what kind of helps you float your pelvis up a little bit. So let's play with that. So as you try not to move your thighs closer to you or further away, keep pressing the spring. Feel how the press of the spring is going to just float your pelvis up just a little bit with those smiley faces. That's it. Last one. And then we're going to do a different position. Feel that lightness in your pelvis. Feel your low belly working. Good. And let the paddle come up. Now really turn out, which means big toes, pinky toes if you can, and heels. And you're going to inhale, you're going to think of spiraling through your knees. And then as the paddle lifts your shins, I want you to keep spiraling. You have to be careful that it doesn't tuck your pelvis. You want to continue to lengthen your tail, draw your belly up through your spine. Good. 2 more times, but really feel that turning out through the knees from the hips. And even here, could you feel that lightness in your pelvis? So that you don't actually have to just press into the spring, but it floats you. It makes you light. Very nice. Good. Now take your legs together, parallel, on your arches. Take your hands behind your head. So as you press the paddle down, you're going to find the spring to actually curl your upper spine up. So you're still feeding the legs into you as you inhale to press, and you suspend your chest and upper back up as a unit. Then as you let your legs come up, you lower yourself down. So you're going to inhale. You probably have to press the spring first before you lift your head. And then exhale as you lower, control yourself down. Right, so press your feet first. Press your feet. Now lift up through your chest. Press, press, even more. That's it, right there. Good, and then control that down. So that's the moment where we want to be light. So we do want to be light on the springs. Last one, you're going to lower. Feel how it lightens you. Keep pressing. Press more. Yes, that. Right there. Hold it. Good. And then stretch that down. Keeping your pelvis nice and light. When the paddle comes up, I want you to stay curled up. Grab a hold of your right knee. Stretch your left leg up and off the paddle. And then you're going to switch your legs. So we're going to do the stomach series from mat. So you're going to switch. That's it. Inhaling to switch for 2 and exhale. So I want your pelvis high and I want your legs to be feeding into your upper body, that you're still curling but you're not collapsing. Last time, both legs into your chest. Inhaling, stretch your arms, careful B, and exhale, sweep around. That's it. Inhaling, feel how when you stretch, your legs don't pull your pelvis out. Your pelvis stays lifted the whole time. 2 more. So especially when you stretch your legs, almost feel like you're going to lift your pelvis and your upper body. Last one, and then we're going to do the scissor. Draw your right leg in and stretch your left leg in opposition. Keeping your pelvis lifted and switch. So you pull once, twice, and switch. Stay nice and lifted. Feel how light your pelvis is now. Feel how your chest is wide. It's lifting. You're still using your legs to curl your upper spine. Both legs up to the ceiling, hands behind your head. Inhale, stretch your legs as low as you can. Exhale yourself back up. Keeping your pelvis light as you press. And exhale back up. Good. We'll just do 2 more. Inhale. Scoop those legs right up into your upper abs. Remember that 100 when you lowered your legs last time. And then we're going to twist to the right. So as you twist, don't think elbow to knee. Think chest to knee. So you want to get that chest up. You want to get your pelvis up so the weight is right down into your belly. Last time to the right and to the left. And then hug your knees into your chest. Oh, and curl yourselves up. Isn't that fun? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to turn around. We're going to do tricep press. So Robin, you might want to grab your white booster seat. I couldn't help myself, I'm sorry. So you're going to take the paddle down behind you. You do want to be pretty close to the paddle. You just don't want it to rub against you. So as you're here, your elbows are bent, but I want you to take an inhale and broaden through your rib cage. Feel the width of your chest and your armpits, and then exhale, the paddle will start to rise up. And inhaling as you press down. And exhale it up. That's it. So you really want to feel that when the exhale happens, that your pelvis is also still rising up through your upper body. So use the spring as you bend and straighten to connect you a little bit more into your low mid belly. Right. Nice. Excellent. Good. 2 more. Keep sending your armpits down even as you bend your elbows. That should help you really to connect into the spring, but still find that low belly, mid belly. Right. Last one. Good. And then carefully let the paddle come up, and we're going to turn to your right, and we're going to do kneeling mermaid. So your left arm will come up. So go ahead and take that right hand on the paddle. A little bit more forward, I think, with your hands, Robin. Yep. So maybe not forward, but just, yeah, that's it. Good. Okay, so you're going to inhale as you press. You're going to side bend yourself over, pressing down into the spring. So hold it there for a second. Keep reaching your armpit down and press down through your shins to hold your pelvis up. And then you're going to be pushed up. So do this. Go ahead and tuck your toes underneath. Yep, and feel that. So if you were to just sit, lower your left arm for a minute. If you were to just sit yourself back, like reach your sits bones back and sit back, do you feel like the connection of your feet and then your pelvis? And then lift your pelvis up away from that. Now lower the tops of your feet and keep all that work in your pelvis so you don't lose it. Take that left arm up, and you're going to side bend over. Keep pressing down. Feel the press of your shins. Actually feel the connection of your pelvis. So as you side bend 2 more times, you're going to stay over there. Keep pressing down through your armpit, and don't lift your right shoulder off. Stand down. Move your left rib cage instead. Last time, you're going to side bend over. You're going to bend and straighten your right elbow. And as you do that, it's narrow. And you want to keep feeling that you're going to open your left rib cage from each bend and straighten of your right arm. Then straight arm, you'll be pushed all the way up. Good. And then we'll go to the other side. Excellent. So right arm is up. Feel that pelvis again. So make sure it's nice and lifted, and you're going to side bend over, pressing down. Press down through your shins to feel your pelvis. Feel the press of your palm to feel your armpits reaching down. But you take your hand a little bit behind you. Yeah, that's it. And so really, you're not going to lift off the spring when you come up. You're going to keep standing down on it. You're going to feel how it's your exhale in your right rib cage that pulls you up. Exactly. One more time. You're going to stay over there. Watch that shoulder, that left one. That's it. And then you're going to bend and straighten. Good. So when you bend and straighten, you're side bending more in your right rib cage. You're going to feel how the press of that left arm really stretches your right side up. Gorgeous. Last one, straight arms, and then you're going to be pushed all the way up. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to go down and do swan. So you're going to lay on your belly. Legs together, feet pointed. Grab a hold of that paddle. Forehead down. So with the paddle open, you should still feel a nice connection of your arms down into the socket. So take a breath, and I want you to inhale into your rib cage and feel how it actually widens your chest and your armpits a little bit more. Right, and then you would bend your head down from that. That's it. So you're going to inhale now after you finish your exhale. Inhale, you're going to press yourself down, press your arms, and then feel lifted. Gorgeous, Amy. And then you're going to keep the spring with you as your arms lift. So use your exhale. Just don't sink. Right, you're going to let your head come down. That's it. And you're going to inhale, armpits reach down to your side. Pull your chest through that. That's it. And then keep pulling your chest through without sinking your ribs out. That's one of the things we love to do. So this time when you press the paddle, make sure you pull your chest through. Pull your chest, eyes up. Pull your chest through. Yes. Nice. Gorgeous. That's it. One more time. So maybe lift your eyes sooner. Inhaling, eyes sooner, yes, and pull that chest through. Stand on your arms. Think about how strong you are. You can pull your belly all the way up through that as you exhale and control yourself down. Very nice. Close the paddle. You're going to sit back on your hips, stretching your arms forward. Good, and then go ahead and curl yourselves up. We're going to scoot forward. We're going to do kneeling head press. So you have a black pad in between. We'll keep it on a 2. If it feels like too much, we can drop the spring a little bit. But when you take the black pads with our center line chairs, you have to take it long ways so that your hair doesn't actually get caught in the spring. So you're going to take the paddle down. You're going to lower the top of your head down. Your hands are still on the paddle while you're doing that. Then once you feel confident where you are, you take your hands onto your blue mat. Okay, so where's that press of that shin? So you're going to inhale, you're going to feel the same, feel your pelvis help lift the spring so that you're not lifting off of it. You want to feel how the spring actually pushes you up into a curl, and you want to have more weight than you think forward. Yeah, and walk your knees in a little bit on the next one, Amy. Yeah. So you still have to connect into your rib cage. So feel how you inhale into your rib cage. You widen through your chest and your armpits at the same time so that you can press through your shins to curl your tail down. And then on the way back down when you're lowering the paddle, same idea. Feel that lift of your pelvis to take the spring down. Last one. When you take the paddle down, you're going to take your hands onto the paddle. Lift your head up, and then go ahead and close the spring. So take your black pad and put it back in between where it was. You're going to come up to standing. We're going to change our spring to so let's see. We're going to do swan dive. So we usually do it on a 2-2, but you might want it on a 1-2. It depends on kind of how you're feeling. You for sure will want it on a 1-2 or a 1-1. So Bethany, do a 1-2. Yeah, you guys, girls, you always do it on a 2-2, so it's up to you. Okay, so we're going to do prone arm press first. So you're going to lay on your belly. And you have to probably get a little bit further over than you think you should. You're going to point your toes. So we're just going to stay here for a moment. So we're going to do a little prep that I like to teach. You want to make sure that the spring is up and that your chest and armpits are wide. Then, what you're going to do is you're going to scoop sand up on your arches, bending your knees, drawing your feet toward your tush, and then you're going to stretch your legs away. So your arms will stay still. And so what you'll feel is when you're bending your knees that it's going to push you into the paddle, but you want to actually hold yourself up. You don't want to have to rely on the spring so much. You want to feel how the spring pushes up into you to hold you up so that you can feel your low belly going forward and your hamstrings working. When your legs stretch away from you, you have to not let your legs pull you, the tightness of your legs pull you backwards off the spring. You have to keep it nice and connected. Last one, you're going to stretch your legs away. You're going to stay very strong in your pelvis as you bend and straighten your elbows. So there again, there's your smiley faces helping you to connect to your belly and your whole spine as you bend and straighten. So as you're doing this, you can start to lift your hamstrings up with each pump of the spring so that you would tilt into the paddle. And every time you press, your hamstrings lift higher, and when you bend your elbows, you would lift them higher so that you could actually go into your swan dive. And so what that means is the paddle would move, but your elbows would stay pretty bent, and you want to keep pressing and widening your chest up, Robin, as you lift. Use your hamstrings to lift you. So you're going to suspend from your hamstrings. You're going to press off that lift right, and then lift your hamstrings to go back down. Lift them. Now press the spring. More, more. That's it. Right, and then rise that up one more time. Right, 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 right. And then lift your hamstrings to go back down last time. Lift them. Press. Press the spring. Stay right there. That's it. Nice.